Okay, so we're looking at my partially completed enclosure. Um, what I've done is put cinder blocks on the ground. Above that will be pressure treated lumber making walls on top of the cinder blocks. The cinder blocks will keep the lumber off the ground. And this is about close to 30 feet long. And I'm already typical of projects, especially with pond related stuff, you often find you want it bigger than you originally thought. And here I am just partway through, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to want it to be wider than this. So I'm thinking this back wall that we're looking at now will probably move to the left at some point. Not right now, I'm not going to change it at this point, but down the road I'll probably move that out maybe as much as 2 or 3 feet, which will widen the entire enclosure. And believe it or not, just 2 or 3 feet wider would make this look dramatically different. So right up here in the front is there's a preform pond. There was a smaller enclosure here before, and I had turtles that have been in here a number of years, but that was a preform pond. I'm going to eliminate that entirely. There is a little bit of slope to the ground as we go forward here. The ground's a little higher at this end, but as we go down here, there's a depression in the ground. So there will be a pond dug out here. I'm not going to use a preform as I had previously. That was kind of a thrown together type of project. But this will be dug out. I'll put a liner in here, a gravel bottom. There'll be plants, lilies and things planted in the gravel. And then there'll be areas where the turtles can come out and dry and sun themselves. So that'll be the step that follows completing the walls. So you can see I just began digging a little bit here. I'm not sure how deep I'll be able to go. I've got a lot of big trees, so I'm going to hit roots, I'm sure. But from about here to about here, you can see it's a stretch of about maybe 8 feet. That'll be the basic pond, about 8 feet from top to bottom, so to speak. And then this area here, which is higher, there'll be a stream coming down from where that preform is, and the preform will be eliminated. So it should be pretty nice when it's done, but like I said, I think that back wall right there is probably going to get moved out at some point. There are some evergreens there that I'll probably have to dig up, and I'm not sure if it'll get moved to another place or just be removed altogether. But so obviously a job in progress, and I'm hoping this will be done within another 3 to 4 weeks, and you guys will get to see the finished product soon enough. All right, I hope you found that interesting, and we'll talk to you again very soon. Okay, here we are about I guess 4 hours of work since the previous shot I showed you. You can see the pond is beginning to take shape. The stream above it, just starting to outline where the stream bed will go. And I'm still unsure if the stream will just begin out of some rocks or if I will have a reservoir of water at the top and have the water pour out of that. So that's a decision still to be made. But made some good progress today. Luckily it wasn't terribly hot. You can see rocks I pulled out of the hole as I was digging. All these rocks here. A couple good sized ones too, but nothing I couldn't manage, thankfully. So that's step 2. Now that we've roughed out the pond. It's just a matter of getting the depth I want. It'll be shallow at the bottom, which is closest to me, so the turtles have no trouble getting in and out of the water. And then there'll be a deeper pot, which will be suitable for me to plant some lilies. Turtles will be able to go down in cooler water if it's a hot day. And I'm still debating whether to make it deep enough for them to winter over in here. So that's another decision to be made as I'm digging it out. So that's your update. And I'll have another one for you as this progresses. So the turtle pond is pretty much dug out. I just have to go back in. I've got to put some sand or sifted soil on the bottom. Got to trim all the roots around the sides. Begin working on the stream. The stream's got to go back further, but there'll be several steps, so we'll get some nice sound from the water. All these rocks came out of this hole. And then right over there, bricks and cans and things that are here from, I guess, the mid-70s when the house was built, and they must have buried some of their refuse back here. And I happened to pick just the right spot to dig my hole. So these big rocks came out of the hole. All these rocks came out of the hole. And this is not a very big pond. Gee, let's see if we've got it level. Oh my goodness, look at that bubble right smack dab in the middle. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing. So this is the stream. Stream will go back to that pile at the very least, and in the back is a preform pond that I'm going to take out, but I may put another pond with a liner there, much shallower than the turtle pond. But that'll give me more space for plants and things, and the stream might begin at that pond. It might spill out of that pond and then go down the slope here. So, see, some people sit in air conditioning on a 90-degree day. Not this goofball. So for the first time in about 2 or 3 weeks, I've been able to work on my turtle pond, and the liner is down, the pond is full. I've got most of my rocks in place for the stream bed. Now I just have to rock in the sides, trim the liner, and then I can get the turtles in here. But the heavy work is done. Now what's left is the kind of tedious and time-consuming work of trying to make the sides look natural and all. But it's running pretty well. I ended up making a reservoir at the top with liner, and that'll basically just have plants. It's probably only going to be about, I'd say it's about 5 or 6 inches deep. The little pond at the bottom here is about close to 2 feet deep, probably about 22 inches. And I did put a big rock in there, which unfortunately is a little too low. So I'm going to have to put another thin rock on top of that so the turtles will be able to come out and sun themselves. But it was fun to finally have a few hours to myself to get going on this. It's been dragging on for a while. So that's where I am right now, and I'll do one more video once this is complete. So here we are, finally end of August. The turtle pond is finally finished. Probably shouldn't say finished. I do have a few cosmetic things to do at the other end of the system way up at the top, but there are turtles in the pond, and it's really running fine. The turtles seem pretty happy. There are about 6 or 7 turtles in here right now. We've got the stream waterfall running. I'll zoom in on that a little bit. So I did put some transplanted stuff on either side, so those are going to take a little while to perk up. But there's ivy and vinca, so both should spread nicely. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. I've got a neighbor running a leaf blower in the background, so I don't think you can probably hear the water, but there is a nice sound to it, which was not the primary goal with this particular pond, but it's a nice bonus. The pond is just a little bit over full. Once the water goes down about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, there is a big rock on the right side that'll serve as a basking spot for the turtles. But I overdid it a little bit filling it up. So, it took a little longer than I hoped, but finally done. I think the turtles will be very, very happy here. Deep enough where they should be able to winter over. In the winter, when the leaves come down, and I have a ton of trees in the yard, I'll leave leaves on the bottom. Turtles will probably get right into that stuff. And then in the spring, I clean it all out and we start all over again. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this progression from the start of the hole to the finished product. I love building them, just so much fun. And it should get better with time as the plants naturalize a little bit, as they take root and spread. It should look more and more natural than it does now. If you're just seeing one of my videos for the first time on YouTube, I hope you'll become a subscriber. I'll periodically add animal and pond videos to it. So if any of that stuff interests you, it's a good place to go. Take care now.